Hey, what's happening, YouTube? Rod J back again. Thanks for swinging by to check out this little video. Decided to kick back tonight and actually check out one from out of Delaware. And this is going to be a look at Dogfish Head and their worldwide stout, which you have right here. Looking forward to seeing how this baby actually tastes. And it's actually one that I've actually had previously. Well, I wanted to have previously, and I actually had dropped the bottle. So that was not a good thing. So I went back out and picked it up and was able to find it again and decided to go ahead and do a review on it. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this baby cracked open. If you're not familiar with this one actually comes in with an ABV of 16%. It is seen as being a great little stout out there in the stout world. So does have a date on the bottle, which is nice, and they actually used the date that this was actually brewed, which happened to be April of this year. And what's going on, Todd? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully you had a great time at the game yesterday as well that you actually went to. Indiana was hanging in there for a bit from what I had saw, but at the end, Michigan ended up pulling it out, it seems. So unfortunately, kind of, that happened. But let's go ahead and get this one into a glass here and see what this one actually tastes like. By my bottle opener that I just had here. Hopefully it won't explode either, like I did on the other video. This one actually came in, by the way, if that comes in focus, it was $8.99 a bottle. Trying to get it there closer, but the camera does not want to zoom in. But it's $8.99 was the price of this one here. So let's crack this baby open. And with this ABV, of course, I'm going to use, I don't have my one of my snifter glasses I usually use is actually in the washer, so I'm going to just use, when I was in the sink, I'm going to hand wash it, but I'm going to use this tulip one here, which should be just fine. Nice smell in the nose from the stout. Definitely get a nice chocolate feel. Yeah, tale of two halves for sure. But like I said, they hung around better than I thought they were going to do. Yeah, but Michigan is legit. Could make an interesting game next week. That wouldn't surprise me if Michigan did get the win over Ohio State. Won't make a lot of my friends happy in Ohio, but it wouldn't surprise me just because it's kind of got a crazy year going with Oregon going down last night. That was a big win by Arizona State. But it did come out with about a finger of head and nice tan head on the beer. Pretty much dark that you're not seeing through to the other side. Even with the light behind it, not getting much of a tint, so you might as well just call that jet black on the color. Nice tones of chocolate, coffee, roastiness a bit. But a nice aromatic aroma on the beer. Taste-wise, it's got a nice mouthfeel. You get a nice after effect of the tones of that chocolate. A little bit of a caramel type feel in there as well. Syrupy on the texture. Not as boozy. All right, Todd, you have a good one, my friend. Not as boozy as I expected it to be. At 16% ABV, was expecting to pick up a little bit more booziness, but overall, it's got a nice smoothness to it. Booziness is tapered down for a beer of this size compared to other ones I've had. Sits on the tongue nicely. Now, as I drink a little bit more of it, I do feel a little bit of a heat there in the chest, so you do feel that to pick up with some of the alcohol. You do get a nice warmth picking up pace. But a good amount of remnants actually left behind on the beer, so pretty decent, really good compared to some of the big stouts that you get out there. Obviously, this is the week of Thanksgiving, so now we're approaching the week that people will be out there getting the Bourbon County stouts as well as some of the other ones that come out this time of year. But not a bad one to pick up, and I think Dogfish Head actually has this one year round. Hey, what's going on, Billy? Said actually have that beer and have to review. Already have about 9 videos done, not edited, ready to post, so it will be a while before I review if I receive a case of it. Cheers. Cheers, my friend. Yeah, I have a ton of beers I need to go through actually, but I'm trying to do more of these kind of live stream type chats. A little bit different than when you edit it, of course, but I feel like some of the people tend to like these, so I like to do it this way, at least for right now. Cheers, Michelle. Welcome. Hopefully, you're having a great Sunday. But it's got a nice full body to it. You do get a good amount of a sweetness out of the beer. But I would say overall for me, it's really that chocolate caramel tone that really comes through nicely. Leaves a nice little bit of after effect there in the cheeks. So you can really take your time and enjoy this one. Another good beer that will be a good pairing to do with a cigar as well. Billy said Bourbon County is overrated like KBS, overpriced versus local. Yeah, I mean, I would say I like Bourbon County more than what I would say from the KBS and the CBS that I've had. I thought those were overrated the first time I had those for sure. Um, Bourbon County almost can be dependent on the year as well. I've had some years I thought Bourbon County was really good. And I've had other ones where it was like I could say it was overrated that year or didn't perform like it did previously for sure. And now about halfway down the glass, I do feel a little bit more of that alcohol kick in as well. So you do have that feel going on. Michelle said just got off work and was working out, doing some stretches and other workouts. There you go. Getting in for Sunday. Yeah, I'm actually I was sitting there doing some stuff on the computer and decided to grab a beer before I watched The Walking Dead here in a little bit. And said, oh, might as well just throw up a video real quick. But for those of you that are big stout lovers, I would definitely say to check this one out from Dogfish Head. Um, Again, $8.99 a bottle. Mentioned Bourbon County. You're paying, at least here, if you get the base version, you're paying $9.99 for the 16.9 ounce bottle. You're paying $8.99 for a 12-ounce bottle, just 16% ABV. It's not bad for what you get, though. I saw this funny little off topic, but I saw someone actually got the Dogfish Head Fruitful Wort at a place, or it might be wort like it is when you actually brew, and they mispriced it, so he got it for $2 a bottle. That's an ultimate Rod J deal on that beer. I don't know if you went back and cleaned up on that, but they said he mispriced it when he paid for it, which was, I guess that's on the store then. Hey, what's happening, Eric? Worldwide Stout. Yeah, Worldwide Stout. Finally picked up another one and did a review after I dropped the one in the basement that time. So I got one here now. And Michelle said, "Oh, I didn't know you like Walking Dead. I love Walking Dead. Yeah, I was into it. I was in it. I was out of it. Now I'm back into it again. So it's a nice mid-season finale. So I'm going to watch that here in a little bit. And what's up, Brandon? Cheers, Craft Beer Board saying hi in the house. And you can buy singles or case cheaper in quantity. Yeah, I mean, if you buy like cases or larger stuff, when you work it out versus the ounces, definitely cheaper for sure. And Alex in the house, what's up, Alex? He says, "What's up, Rajay? Cheers." And have a come across deals like that. Yeah, I think all of us that have bought enough beers at points have come across it, but on a fruitful, that's a real good deal. I mean, that's like me walking into getting a worldwide stout and then putting $2, which I would buy them all if that was the case. um, he said it, Michelle. He said it's on right now. I have it on my TV. Yes, last week's episode though. Um, well, actually, you're in Arizona, so you're actually a few hours behind me. So you're watching the last few weeks. They always run a marathon the day of the show, so I'll be watching the mid-season finale here in less than an hour. Getting ready for a big Packers game. Oh, Packers on Sunday night, huh? Well, there you go, Brandon. Brandon's a huge Packers fan, which is something you don't see as much, being that he's living in the shadow of the New England Patriots there. And then Billy says hello to everyone there as well. I will say on the back end now, after drinking this for a little bit, which I will say, like I said, it is very smooth, 16% ABV. And during the course of this video, I have no problem working through this one. I do get a little bit of a dark fruit type feel, or like a liquor type feel, but it's very subtle. It's not like some of the other ones I've had. And you can really feel it there in the throat a little bit. So a nice feel, a nice beer, a nice big stout. If you're looking for something to kind of stay warm with, this isn't a bad one to actually choose. Eric says, Brandon, at least you're not a Lions fan. What's up, Blake? Cheers, my friend. Damn, homie. I thought you was the man, homie. Lumpy asks, Brandon, isn't that Danica Patrick's team? No, Danica Patrick was in the football, but if it is, that's all right. And then Brandon said, yes, it is Lumpy as well. And Blake says, cheers to me and everyone. Welcome, Blake. And I don't know if it's on your channel or on Alan's channel, The Eclectic Beard, if you guys are doing the Sunday night stream tonight, but they'll be doing that for sure. And big test for the pack tonight. And Alex says, what's up, Brandon? And Lumpy said to Eric, you're not really surprised by the Lions today, are you? I guess the Lions lost again. So I know here in Cincinnati, the Bengals lost again to the Steelers, which is their rival. So they might be headed for that 0-16 record with the Lions. Losing per usual. Blake TV. Oops. Let's see. Did you need hemorrhoid cream for your butt after the hot pepper chocolate bar? Blake only did 2 pieces though. Alan did 5 of them. But yeah, but Blake was hurting for a little bit for sure. That was some funny stuff. I am going to order that bar at some point here. I just haven't ordered it yet, since now I have the information to do so. It'll be an interesting challenge. And if you haven't seen that, you can check out Blake TV's channel where he ate the hottest Mexican chocolate hottest bar, or whatever it is. And then Alan had done it on his, the Eclectic Beard channel as well. Oh, and thanks, Michelle. Said she likes all my beer graphics on my wall and stuff. Yeah, so that's that took some time to get some of that stuff together and put it up there. So I'm glad you like it. Eric said yes against the Wonder freaking on Redskins. Oh well, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. Blake said yes to Billy. Yes, sir. About the hemorrhoid cream. I think Danica Patrick is Aaron Rodgers' beard. That's funny, Lumpy. Yep, I said it. Swear the Lions drive me to drink. Well, between the Lions and the Pistons and the Tigers, I mean, Detroit's one of the cities that seems to struggle like Cincinnati does here. Bet the Tigers make you feel like that too, as Eric said. Myles Garrett needs to be in jail for attempted murder, as well as everyone on apology for pulling that fake race card and getting NFL having a recording of it. No racist statement. Yeah, I don't know what all happens there because I don't really watch the NFL, but I know he said that, and I don't know. It might have been a way out for him. I know that Witchercombe should have been penalized, the quarterback, because he did start the whole situation and he got off scot-free. Eric Lyons is the other Eric. Good time, Charlie's got the blues. What's up, Scout? Oh. I don't think I'm supposed to drink this as fast as I'm actually drinking it, but it's going down easy. That's for sure. I thought I'd stretch this out a little bit more, but it is smooth as can be. 16% ABV right there. A lot of kids see these cities full of steroids, of which the NFL doesn't test for this. Steroids harms. I mean, the NFL does run steroid testing, but they let them know in advance when it's going to happen, I think. So they find out ahead of time and they can make any changes they probably need to. How's that worldwide stout treating you? It's solid, Eric. It's very smooth. So I don't know if you've done a review on it on yours or not, but definitely a solid beer. It's actually this year, so this was done April 2019. This was the replacement for the one I showed in the video that got dropped in the cell. Well, actually, it wasn't on video. It was a picture on Instagram and a Facebook page that I put it when it was dropped. A very dark beer brewed with a ridiculous amount of barley. So now you know, as of the stout video, roasted unmalted barley. So there you go. Now the quarterback got fined. Hitting anyone with a weapon is by definition attempted murder. I wouldn't call it attempted murder. He has a history of the NFL doesn't test for. Oh, SARMs, you're saying same as steroids. So, if they test for steroids, but you're saying they don't test for that. Well, I guess maybe they don't then. But quarterback got fined. I think the quarterback should have been suspended a game for instigating it as well. But it is what it is. Like I said, I don't watch the NFL, so it doesn't really faze me either way. But yeah, anytime you use a helmet as a weapon, that's going to be a bad thing there. What emotions do fly? Got the BBA Worldwide Stout. What is the BBA? Because I mean, if this is 16% on the Worldwide Stout, I already thought this was probably barrel aged, but it doesn't say it, so I guess it's not. I was just thinking with that high ABV on it. Hey, well, thanks, Michelle. I appreciate that. Roger, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Talk to you later. All right, you too, Alex. Enjoy your Sunday night. The last Olympics didn't test for SARMs, and the athletes were on it. Yeah. Well, athletes will always try. Well, they say they won't all try to do it, but a lot of them will try to take a shortcut if they can. Like that scene from Major League when the old timing pitcher spits on this softball or Vaseline or whatever he puts on, not softball but baseball. It's just players will take shortcuts if they have a chance. I'll send a pic to you. Okay, cool. Yeah, shoot me a pic of it. I didn't even know they had that version out there. And then Blake saying cheers to peeps. Hey, what's happening, Beer Hounds? What's going on, my friend? Just decided to stop in, do a worldwide stout, which I've actually done in the course of this video, which is 16% ABV from Dogfish Head. A nice solid beer. Yeah, well, they wouldn't. I think you're going a little over the edge. I don't think they would attempt to charge you for murder. It'll be definitely a charge, probably for assault, but I don't think it would be murder. If you did it like that and you weren't in the league, you would definitely get arrested for it, though. He was that pissed about the race outcome. Alan says, "Damn it, I'm late. Damn it, have to eat." That's all right. It was just a pop-up thing, Alan. The Eclectic Beard, always happy to have you swing by. He says, "Cheers." And I don't know, Alan, if you're doing it on your show on Friday or if Blake does it on his channel, but I think it's your channel where you're going to do the Sunday night video stuff. So if you guys at 9 o'clock Eastern, check out Alan's channel. For the Sunday night stuff they're going to be doing on the live stream. I would tune over, except I'll be watching The Walking Dead at that point. Attempted murder, this crap has to stop in sports. Well, yeah, I mean, think about it, though. There's only like one incident where someone has tried to hit someone with a helmet in recent history of anything, so it's not like it happens a lot. But you're going to have competition, and it's a heated sport, so people are going to be in other people's faces, and things that happen. When I played high school football, you'd have fights that could break out. You have fights break out in practices of your own team because you're always trying to one up a person. Michelle says my high school football team had a hazing thing a couple years ago. The coach and the police officer were hiding it, but they got fired. Well, good for them for trying to cover it up. So they ended up getting exposed for that. Blake says, smash that like button. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And then Alan says, hello to everyone here. Beer House says, chilling with all you homies, pulling on a new Belgian triple. Belgian, damn good. Yeah, I like the new Belgian triple. I like their series that they do with the ones that have the white labels on it. I've had a few of those ones in the past. They are actually pretty solid. And I'll probably still pick them up here time to time, even if they're going to be under the bigger company, right? I'll still go in and get them. Rajay, see the law. I don't gotta see the law though, Billy. My wife's a lawyer, so I know the law. I know. I don't think it would be murder. I just think it would be assault. That's why, like a lot of times they do murder, they knock it down to manslaughter and stuff too when somebody does die. Um, Attempted murder. Home dude tried wrenching the guy's helmet off, kicked him in the nuts, and then went after him with the old lineman was pulling dude back. That jackass deserved it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if he deserved to get hit with the helmet. I mean, he started it. Why you would try to fight a defensive end if you're a quarterback? Not the smartest move, but he definitely brought it on to him. Oh yeah, I'd be the same way. Billy used to play football, had fighting, but no head, no one taking the helmet off. Yeah, you never took your helmet off in a fight. I mean, some people did, and they got the worst end of it. But yeah, you always kept your helmet on. Hey, what's happening, Chris? Off the 10th is in the house. I was looking for a wine review and stumbled upon the beer review. LOL. Yeah, I still gotta do a wine review so I can hold down my top wine tuber ranking over there on FeedSpot at some point. Let me see here. And just ask your wife, be charged, be convicted, or deals by the DA. Well, DAs will always try to do a deal rather than going to a trial. I mean, they're known for trying to just do that to avoid that. And unfortunately, a lot of people cut deals when they shouldn't cut deals. But it's a risk that people take. But in the end, I mean, really, Rudolph didn't. Rudolph was fine. He wasn't murdered for anything like that. So the league did what they needed to do, and then you go on from there. If Mike Tyson can give Holyfield his ear back on a commercial, then everybody should be happy and moving on, moving past everything. Blake said, I'm starting to believe Myles Garrett. Well, I know that when you look at the video, there's no doubt that Rudolph instigated that situation from happening. Um, from what he was doing there, I have no doubt about that. But at the same point, there's a point where you try to compose yourself as well. I mean, it's not like you need to take the helmet off to beat Miles Rudolph's ass. I mean, he could have done that with Rudolph having the helmet on. And in the heat of the moment, I think he just lost it and swung with the helmet. Maybe he was trying to give it back to him. Oh, hey, what's happening, Sammy? Cheers. Good to see you. He says, good to see everyone. What I mean, charged with and convicted are two different things. They always charge highs. If they have enough around it, they'll try to charge highs for sure. Yeah, but most of your stuff, like, forgot what high the number was, like 97%. So don't even go to trial because they get deals on stuff. So Beer House said, I used to do nude mud wrestling with morbid cheese females for free beers. Morbid obese females. That's pretty funny. Makes me think of the scene from Stripes when he's wrestling the chicks in the bar. Um, Let's see. Alice said Rudolph should have been going, and everyone wants to act now that the racial slur was all of a sudden. Shit was brought up the night of. That was brought up back then. I do remember hearing about it back then, so it wasn't new that it just came out, but I don't know what was said and how you can hear everything. Just don't know. And if you thought he heard something that wasn't there as well. Billy said, interesting NFL has no racial slur. Additionally, why would a black player be beating Miles after the helmet? Let's see. Well, I mean, I don't know if a black or white thing would matter with beating somebody with the helmet. It's the heat of the moment. So, yeah, I know people are going to kind of relate it like kind of a Jesse Smollett type thing, but I don't know. None of the other players said they heard anything. So, Miles said Rudolph dropped him. Plus, Rudolph started this. I smacked his ass with a helmet too. Yeah, well, if he did do that, then his center should be on his ass in the locker room too. Then for the Steelers, I forgot who it was. They got suspended for a couple games. Um, Alice says, Billy, and the NFL makes no mistakes, right? Oh, we know the NFL makes a lot of mistakes. I mean, that's one of the reasons, even before Kaepernick, why I stopped watching them. The NFL was just terrible in the way they do stuff. Um, what about Jesse Small? Well, that's a whole different thing with Jesse. So, um, Jesse got handled by Chappelle. Was Chappelle special? Yeah, Dave Chappelle was pretty funny on it. But I don't know what to say about all that. I mean, it's just it is what it is, and like I said, I don't really care because these are like millionaires that are fighting out here. So whatever happens to them happens to them. Beer Hound, there you go. That's a question. Tyson or Ali in prime? Wow. In their prime, I think I would go with Tyson. I think Tyson was when you saw Tyson fight in the 80s, he was he was a wrecking machine. He just tore and took people apart, and just handled stuff. Ali was smooth and stuff too, but I don't know. You look at the rope a dope versus going toe to toe. Kaepernick, I disagree with you highly on that, Billy. I think Kaepernick is a good individual, and history will remember that as well for all the stuff that happened. You may not like how he handles stuff, but honestly, the NFL, I wouldn't have trusted them on the setup last weekend either. Not like any of the teams are going to probably call, and they were trying to make their own narrative. So definitely side with Kaepernick, and NFL can go fuck themselves for all I care. The Whiskey Scout, Ali. Thomas Meadow says Ali. I don't know. I mean, Tyson just had to catch you there, and in the prime. Talk about in the prime. I don't know. I don't know anybody in their prime that might have matched up with Tyson. He was just so powerful of a fighter. He actually knew how to get in and out of people that didn't actually um, match up as great. If they were taller, he knew how to get inside of them. If they were just, he would just take you apart. He was no nonsense. He was just a beast. Kaepernick got blackballed for a rule that wasn't there. Yeah, so the NFL. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Alan it was those. I mean, remember before 2009, NFL didn't even come out for the anthem. It had nothing to do with it, but everybody tries to put it on Kaepernick when it was basically Nate Boyer, a former Army vet, who gave the idea of taking a knee in the first place. But people try to put it on Kaepernick like something. So, rather see Rocky Marciano in his prime. Marciano in his prime? Yeah, I mean, he was a good fighter too, right? So he was solid boxer there as well. Sugar Ray Robinson in his prime was considered one of the best pound for pound too. So yeah, he should be playing Blake. He was blackballed. And no matter what some of the fans stuff that they say, when NFL players and other people around the league are saying he should be playing, that's who I go with. I mean, they know the talent, they know his talent level. And when you go in and you look at the stats when he stopped playing, he was in a lot of company up there with Rodgers and Brady and a lot of different things that people don't really know that don't go inside the numbers. And he was pretty solid. Went to Tyson fight live so many pre-bouts. I went to get a beer and Tyson knocked out Spinks in 20 seconds to round one. Got back to my seat. The fight was over. Yeah, that was the one thing when you used to watch Mike Tyson, you couldn't leave because you just didn't know when a knockout was going to happen. He was just that quick. Hey, Angel, what's going on? It's been a long time. Cheers. Yeah, and Tyson was a beast in his prime. Unfortunately, Cap fucked himself with the way the workout was handled. I have to agree with Stephen A. in the take. Now, Stephen A. is another one that's pretty much jumped on that thing. I disagree with him as well. Kind of took on with some of the other people like T.O. and some other players. I mean, the whole thing with the workouts was a farce, in my opinion, from the standpoint that I doubt anything was going to happen from it. But they wanted to have their own narrative. They can control what they wanted to do. And the whole thing with Cap was doing was making them more open and getting the whole event more transparent, and would have actually been able to expose a lot of that more to what he could actually do. So you have it behind closed doors. They can say, we saw what we want. We don't want to sign them, blah, blah, blah. They can write whatever they want to write from it. So, yeah, I mean, whatever. It's the NFL, and like I said, it's their organization. And if you are going to play for them, obviously you may have to do stuff you don't want to do because that's who you be playing for in that league. And so Cap came out okay with the Nike stuff, and he's going to be fine, I think. So players forget there's a lot of people that got killed in leagues that other players should be thanking. Like I said, we may talk before about Kurt Flood in baseball. He got screwed and blackballed in baseball, but if it wasn't for him, the players now wouldn't be enjoying free agency. Cap wasn't the first player to get screwed there. There's been players in the NBA that's got screwed. So this is what the leagues actually do, and it is what it is. Kaepernick's joke he made rode the bench last 2 of his career platform. No, he's not. Go back and look at the numbers, Billy. There's actually a great video that was done showing where his numbers actually were and where he's actually positioned. He was better than the good amount of the starters still in the league, and easily better than any of the backups. There's no reason like he shouldn't be in the league, and you can see a lot of players that play in the league will tell you that too. He's the premier quarterback now. He's nowhere near the Ravens quarterback. Disagree. He looked bad during the workout. Not accurate. I don't know. I saw a lot of accuracy from the stuff that I saw. I mean, again, it's going to be open to the beholder. I'm not trying to sit here and get in an argument like that and everything. And people are going to believe what they believe and believe what they want with the league and stuff. I wouldn't trust the league if I was a player, put it that way. And like Richard Sherman was talking about, it looks like they're going to be going on strike after this year anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. To the Razorbacks. The Razorbacks could use them. And Allen said to Billy, the scout saying he missed on a few throws, but had good zip and athleticism still. I mean, I look at some of these people starting, he could beat them out. Yeah, I mean, he could easily do that. Like, you wouldn't know how good he is. Players in the league are going on saying that he should be in the league. There's other people that are saying behind doors, too, that he should be in the league. So most of the owners won't put him in the league because they're afraid of any pushback they're going to get from fans that follow their teams or whatever. So it is what it is. I mean, this is how it's been, and with the way the leagues and stuff are set up, you got to bet on what the owners are doing if you want to be in that league for the most part. Yeah, again, I disagree on that too. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. We're like beating a dead horse here, so we definitely have different views on Kaepernick there. Beer House said, anyone see Alex Skolnick play the national anthem with guitar at the Bulls versus Pistons game? It was phenomenal. No, I did not. Although I haven't watched an NBA game in a while, and I say that like just in the last week or so. I do watch the NBA, but I haven't watched anything in the newer season. I got a lot of friends that are pumped up about the Lakers this year and what they're doing out there. I guess they're already off to a good start. Although I did see them against the Clippers, and the Clippers did actually beat the Lakers, so that was interesting. What up, Juggalo? Welcome, my friend. Cheers. Just finished one of the worldwide stouts and decided to open up for a little bit of a chat here. Hopefully you had a great Sunday there. And you got your wife some more Citron, or no Ciroc, not Citron, Ciroc. It's good you didn't get into any trouble anyway by that as well. But yeah, that was a good stream we had over there Friday night. So excellent time, and then we had a great talk after the stream with me, you, and Blake too. So that was some good stuff. So definitely appreciate that. Did Cap ever try the Canadian Football League? No, not that I'm aware. I don't think he ever wanted to go to the CFL, or he could go up there. I mean, hell, they let Johnny Manziel come up there and play, so I'm sure he probably could if he wanted to. But no, as far as I know, he never tried to do anything with the CFL. But the CFL actually would be more welcome, and they ran their whole league last year. Their league setup was all about diversity and welcoming everybody and having kind of an understanding between different people's beliefs and all that kind of stuff. So he would have actually been pretty much well received. I think if he would have went to the Canadian Football League, best guitar national anthem since Jimi Hendrix. Oh, may have to see if that's like on YouTube then to see how that actually sounded and everything. Taking a knee doesn't bother me. I think you should play the sport. I could care less about your political beliefs. Make a statement at your job that paints your company in a corner. See fired. Yeah, I mean, but sports is a little bit different than I guess you could say like your typical average person type job. I guess I don't know. Maybe because they're put in a different light or whatever. But he really wasn't making anything. I mean, he had been doing it for a while. It was really the media that kind of started picking up and running on or whatever. But again, it was people all attack Kaepernick, but they don't attack the person that gave him an idea who was actually a former Army veteran, or not former. He's still an Army veteran. And it was his idea because he said that's the best way to actually pay respect is to take a knee. So why aren't people attacking Nate Boyer, who's the Army veteran, who gave Cap the idea to do that rather than just to sit when the anthem comes up? Again, people go after Cap, they don't go after the person who actually came up with it there. Maybe because Cap's the athlete or whatever, but people that know the whole back end behind it, that's what soldiers will do when they lose a fallen one or whatever, they take a knee. So it is on YouTube. All right, I might try to check that out here. Um, yeah, CFL is like semi-pro, but you know what? CFL, I actually enjoy that a little bit more because one, there's no fair catches, so you got to return everything. You got to return kickoffs. Um, you also can like challenge on different plays. You can challenge when a ref misses a call. You can throw a challenge flag saying they missed a call if it's a key moment in the game. Imagine if the Saints could have done that before the Super Bowl in the championship game. Threw a flag on that what should have been a pass interference call. And then you have like less plays to get things done. You only have 3 downs, and the field is larger. And this is kind of, and then the way they run to the line is kind of like an arena type field. So they've got some different things in it that keeps it entertaining for the CFL. Is all the quality there? Not maybe to the NFL league, there's that semi league type feel, but some of the CFL players do go to the NFL, and you've had NFL players go to the CFL. I mean, if Warren Moon would have been screwed in the NFL when he came out of college and not had to go to the CFL for a few years, he probably would be in top up there in the record books as well for the NFL in passing. But he wasn't able to get the opportunity there, so he went to the CFL. I'm just thinking that he could make at least make a paycheck other than Nike. He could scout, but you know what? He's getting a nice paycheck from Nike, I believe. So at the same point, um, he's doing that. Chances are, if I was looking into the future, he'll probably have something like some type of deal to write a book about something. He's probably making appearances at different things. So I think he's actually doing okay along those lines. Um, but it's interesting. Like I said, he could have went to the CFL if he wanted to go up there to play, but it is what it is. The mailman doesn't have the audience of a pro player. Bit of a difference, right? Now, so yeah, it's a little bit different. And again, it wasn't like he was going out to the 50-yard line or whatever and then doing something along those lines. He was just over in the bench area and he was just taking a knee. I mean, that's just what he was doing. I mean, Eric Reed still takes a knee. There's other players that do stuff. So, like I said, the one that does it maybe first, or whatever, gets hit usually harder than anybody else. It's like the whole thing too. Like we were talking about the better fighter between Ali or Tyson in their prime. Think about all the times that people say they like love Ali and all that kind of stuff, and all the shit he had to put up with when Ali stood for what he believed, and just about all the country that probably wasn't black was hating on what Ali had been doing about refusing to go fight. And then later on, people are like how much they love him, and it's like 10, 15 years ago, you were saying how much you hated this man. So it's kind of like that's kind of the thing. The only thing is with Ali, he was able to rebound back after winning his case and get back into the boxing ring once they reestablished him. So some players don't get to do that. In fact, most players don't. He was able to get that done. But Ali was down on the level pretty much like Cap getting a lot of shots thrown his way. The pay is also on par with semi-pro ball. Same disability insurance policy that pays if you cannot play. You're talking about the CFL. I mean, some of the players, I mean, they get decent checks in there. Doug Flutie was a CFL veteran, so he actually made a good living when he was playing up there too. Agreed about Moon. Yeah, so it's just sports, like, and some people say you don't want politics in sports. Tell me a time when sports didn't have politics actually involved in it in some kind of way. It's like the one place where all that stuff kind of does come together. You're not talking maybe directly, but there's underlying things that have always been a part of sports that go into that kind of realm. Um, he's making seven figures a year from Nike. Yeah, so yeah, he is. And he doesn't want to play ball. He is smart from a marketing standpoint. He's staying relevant by staying current. Negative drives more than positive. Yeah, I mean, no, I think he does want to play, but I think he wants to. It's kind of a skinny line to walk, so to speak. So I think he wants to play, but he wants to also play and make a difference in some type of way in his mind, where you almost say he might want to play under terms he wants to have, but you can't have all of those if you don't own the league and you're a member in it, then you can't really go in forcing your hand against ownership, so to speak. So um, it's kind of a weird type thing, I guess, is the only way I can really think of it. But I think he does want to play. He keeps himself in shape to play, but at the same point, it's how do you find an understanding for it to all work out? And I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to do that. I think they're too far apart. So. I don't want politics in my sports. Yay, Ted Williams was in the war. Yeah, he was. But it's always it's there. It may not be as spoken as much, but there are different things there. There's different attitudes that are there. Maybe not always just like politics, but maybe differences that take place and stuff. You saw the stuff with Stephen A. Smith, and you saw some of the reaction versus other people. The response by Max Kellerman was on point to what a lot of other people were thinking so much. They were like, if you ever saw like the Dave Chappelle skit when they do like the racial trade, people were making jokes about trading Max Kellerman for Stephen A. Smith in the black community, which is hilarious. But it's just kind of that narrative. There's always like underlying things that come into play when you're talking about sports, and how you accept those or how you deal with those. Each person deals with them differently, but it's really kind of interesting. It's kind of like you go back to the old days and how they had the games when they had segregation, and you'd have black people sitting on one side and white people on the other side, and they were both there enjoying the game, yet they didn't really interact. But right there in that same sporting event, you really had the setting of segregation and what it was like, and it's always been kind of out there in sports in some kind of way. Um, I'm just saying, it bleeds over into everything. It's great that Ted Williams was in the war. It's also good that we have someone like Cap take a stand wherever, whether people agree. Yeah, and when you get down to the bottom of it, that's the great thing about being in America, right? You have that freedom to do these kind of things. You have the right to be able to kind of express, other countries, and we talked about it on one of the other shows, is you're over in Hong Kong right now and you try to go the wrong way and do something, and the Chinese people might shoot you there with the army and stuff, or the police, or whoever it may be. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that you have. And how was that a workout? No one was bumping his receivers to throw timing off. No one was throwing tackle. Yeah, he played catch. And no, actually, Billy, I mean, what's the combine? The combine's the same thing. You're not having people tackle your players. You're not having people do anything. You're running a 40. You're lifting weights. You're throwing passing drills. No different than going to the combine. They don't do that at normal workouts. It's a practice under team conditions. They do, but that they throw routes. Right, that's what they do. So that's what a workout actually is. You're not getting all of that. Just like if you were going to the combine and showing your different talents, you're not having somebody come at you. You're not getting in full gear or anything along those lines. They're checking everything else that goes along with you. So, but I don't know if I'm talkative because of the worldwide stout or just talkative. Great topic tonight to talk about. The worldwide stout glass is empty though, so I'm gonna have to go refill before I watch the show. When you interview for a position, you do it their way. The workout typically includes Russian, etc. Um, I don't know what workout you're talking about though, then, because like I said, if you watch the combine, they're what are they doing in the combine? They're lifting weights. They're running the 40. They're checking their vertical by making them jump. there. If you're a quarterback, you're doing passing drills. If you're a lineman, you're doing footwork. But you're not really in a game type situation as much as they're checking. And I can tell you, like, we go through drills like you go, just like when I was in college, and I had a buddy that wanted to go out for WVU. And when they took us out there to do drills, it wasn't anything like that. It was just the stuff that we were going through. Uh, no, they do not. Normally, would be tested arm strength, speed, and maneuverability. The team calls. Now the quarterback's bumping and jumping routes. Lamar's a true MPV, not Cat. Well, we shall see. I mean, you're trying to go against what Cap was versus Lamar. Everybody knows Lamar's a good player, so he's having a great season. He's got the great talent as well. But Cap took his team to the Super Bowl as well, and they just didn't pull out the win. So I don't know why you're trying to compare them, though. It doesn't really make any sense to try to do that. It just is what it is. And like I said, I've been in drills, I've seen drills, I've been around drills, when I watched the NFL, I used to watch the NFL draft every year, and I watched the NFL combine every year. And some of the drills that Cap did were no different than some of the drills they would have done there. Now, if they were like doing something like summer camp or whatever, trying to win a position on the team, those ones they might have a little bit more contact and stuff. But when they're doing like some of the other stuff and they're checking, they're not always having the contact and all that kind of stuff. That's my take on it. But that all being said, I am going to go ahead and get this wrapped up. And yeah, Lamar is fun to watch for sure. Why not you compare quarterbacks all the time? What do you mean as far as comparing the quarterbacks? Hey, GSHL TV in the house. You're a legend, my friend. Thanks for swinging by. Guys are always rocking GSHL TV. If you haven't checked out his channel, he a lot of times running a late night stream. Like he was like midnight to sometime in the wee early morning. But those guys are usually getting after it, having a blast there as well. Great stream. Oh, you were asking why not? Because compare quarterbacks all the time. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm looking at comparing why. I mean, with Cap and Lamar, I mean, you're looking at quarterbacks at different times and you're looking at different systems. If you go back and you look at the quarterback numbers for Kaepernick, I might actually, let me see if I have this video here. You'll see that his numbers were actually some of the highest in the league as well. Despite what some people may actually think there. I got to see if this video's in my history here. Bear with me. Because if I have the video, I'll put the link here also. Because this one guy, he broke it down very nicely, very easily, and just pretty much hit on everything about how solid it was for what Kaepernick had actually done. Let me see. See if I can find it here. There's history. Hope I still got it here. It was a while since I watched it. Got a lot of Copa videos. Or Kappa. Kappa. People freaking out on YouTube. Let's see, where is this? Scrolling. Come on. Let's see if I can find this thing. Come on, I know it's here. Where is it? Come on. Oh, that's too far back now. I know that. Let's try to find it this way. Yeah, here it is. Bear with me.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence.
All right, so here's a link here to a great video that was done. Look at the stats. You check out that video, and you'll see how good or where Cap's number was versus the league. I mean, that video speaks for itself and where he was actually positioned at. Um, he held his own. He was solid. So it actually starts out with that argument of people saying that they don't think he's actually as good as what he was, and the dude that does it breaks it down, and it's one of the videos. I guess the guy does a channel provided to some of the different school programs that actually where he's a big statistician and gets into a lot of that stuff. Let me see here. GSLT says I drink boring but steady. It is a position compared to the United current players. Yeah, it kind of does, but I mean, it's I don't know when you compare the positions. Anytime you do it anyway, you're looking at different decades being involved along those lines. So you have different things that come into place as well. Um, but I see what you're saying there and everything. But it's kind of like I don't know why it's like Kaepernick he did what he was doing in the league versus other players in the league, and Lamar's is having a great season, but Lamar's like kind of the now in what he's doing too. Plus, it's the systems you're also in as well. So, Sammy says have to head out. Thanks for our cheers. Have a great night. Be safe, everyone. Yeah, you too, Sammy. And the collector says Cap was to attend his last year. He has some of his highest completion percentage, has a high offensive efficiency, still top tier. By the time he left the team, had lost a lot of talent. Yeah, they did. They lost a lot of players, a lot of talent, and they were in upheaval with the coaching situation there as well. But if you check out that link, Alan and Billy and everybody else, anybody that wants to see that, that breaks down Cap stuff and basically shows how Cap was actually one of the top tier quarterbacks when all this stuff was going um, on the wrong team at the wrong time. If he wasn't on the Niners, he was on a team that would have been a competitor. He had the talent that he might have been able to lead them further than what they may have went to. So TikTok will replace YouTube. They already have the World's News Network 2020. They're coming for YouTube. Anyone remember MySpace or Profile? Got too big. Dinosaurs. Yeah, somebody's going to step up at some point against YouTube. I know some people are starting to do more on Twitch, like not just the gaming videos, but also other videos that I'm seeing pop up for different categories as well. YouTube now under Google. Google's kind of calling some of the shots there, most likely. Kind of like some of the large brewery companies that buy some of the smaller breweries. I mean, they leave them alone for a bit, but some of them they start to inch in and inch a little bit more, and then people started saying, "Hey, this wasn't like I remembered previously on this beer." Well, things may have changed up a little bit, but it could happen. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. 15 minutes till 9 right now. Got to go get ready to go watch The Walking Dead with the wife. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Thanks for the great conversations from everyone. Make sure you guys check out everybody else here in the different channels. A lot of good stuff here. If you're freed up and you want more YouTube action, make sure you check out Alan, the Eclectic Beard. He'll be going live here in 15 over on his channel. They'll be doing some Sunday Night Fun. I made try to join up later if they're still going after The Walking Dead. But I do have to get up early. Nothing like getting up early to go to a dentist appointment first thing in the morning. So yeah, I'm motivated to do that. But just to check up on stuff. But got to get up early, go to the dentist, come back and do some other stuff. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you get a chance, you like stouts, you like big stouts, you're going to be out there buying Bourbon County and those other ones, I say go ahead, pick up the Worldwide Stout from Dogfish Head 2. Check this one out if you are a big stout fan. I think you will be pleased. Like I said, $8.99 on this bottle. I think some are 9 something, but at the same point, you're paying higher dollars for some of these big stouts anyway. And then cheers to you, Billy. Cheers to Blake as well, and Alan, everybody else here. And hopefully you guys had a great weekend. We're in a holiday week, so make sure you guys are getting your workouts in so that you can just pig out when Thursday hits. Look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Keep drinking those good craft beers, and remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better come